Hello and welcome to this recorded presentation for the employees of Alliant Consulting for the benefit year beginning September 1st, 2023, going through August 31st, 2024. My name is Bill Hammett. I'm honored to be your insurance expert. Also available to you are Rhiannon and Anna. They can help you throughout the year, even through open enrollment, finding doctors, looking up prescription drugs, understanding claims, getting documents you might need, whatever you need. And then for me, I can help you make decisions on the best plan for you, escalated issues that you might run into it throughout the year. But we are all here for you all year long. Quick agenda, we'll talk about our timeline of open enrollment, medical plans, dental plans, how do I enroll, where to go with questions. Of course, this is recorded, so if you have any questions, if you need any answers, please feel free to reach out to us directly. So our open enrollment period is from August 1st through August 8th. We will likely extend that a couple of days for anybody that needs more time. This is the time where you can enroll or disenroll, add members of your family to the plan, remove members of your family, move from one plan to the next if you found that the plan you're on last year didn't meet your needs exactly as you need them. Any changes you make would be effective September 1st, 2023. And our medical plans, so the same 6 plans we had available last year, available this year. So we have 4 HMO plans and 2 PPO plans. Notice we have 2 gold HMO plans, 2 silver HMO plans. These plans are exactly the same with the exception of the network of providers. So our select HMO plans lean towards Sharp doctors. Our priority select HMO plans lead towards Scripps doctors. So if you're finding yourself looking at these 2 plans, wondering what the differences are, is going to be mainly the network of providers. You can see all the doctor visit copays, all the hospital stay copays and prices are all exactly the same, just a matter of doctors that are in the network. Also, the priority select plan will be a little bit cheaper than the select plan. Then we have our 2 PPO plans available as well. Another little note on select versus priority select source. These are not all of the medical networks that are available, but with the select HMO, you see it leans towards the Sharp providers. With priority select, it leans towards Scripps providers. San Diego being very much a 2-system town, 2-system, Sharp and Scripps, plus of course Kaiser, which we don't have available to us here. But these are the medical groups you'll be accessing. These are the most notable ones. There are more beyond these that we're noting here, but these are the main ones that most people use. So here's our HMO plans. Again, we see 2 different columns here, but remember there's 2 silver plans, the silver select HMO and the silver priority select HMO plan. Select is Sharp, priority select is Scripps. And you'll see the difference between these plans is pretty evident. So with our silver plan, we have a deductible of $2,500. Our gold plan is 0. Out-of-pocket maximum is $9,100 versus $6,750. All right. This deductible, when you see the word deductible, what it really is saying is that this is the number the insurance company says you must pay out of your pocket up to this number before they start to pay anything. Now you'll notice there's a lot of areas where you see this term DED waived. So DED waived means deductible waived. Wherever you see DED waived, you're going to see that they are waiving the deductible. This means you do not need to spend the first $2,500 before getting these benefits. Wherever it says deductible waived, you're going to get a $60 copay for a regular doctor and $110 for a specialist without having to meet your deductible. So it's right off the bat, day one, $1, you're going to get that copay. Same thing with diagnostic lab and x-ray. This is blood work and x-rays. In an office or freestanding facility, you're going to find that the deductible is waived for these services. If you're getting these services in an outpatient hospital facility, you will have to pay your entire deductible and then 45%. Same thing with imaging, complex imaging, CAT scans, PET scan, MRIs, office and freestanding, they waive the deductible and ask you to pay a $200 copay. Whereas if you're in an outpatient hospital setting, you're going to pay a lot more for that. So the key message here is be a smart consumer. When you get an MRI, when you get x-rays, when you get lab work, make sure that you ask to go to a freestanding facility or an office setting. Try to avoid going into a hospital setting to get these services because it'll cost you a lot more. Then we have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. There's a copay for that, $60 deductible waived. Chiropractic, $15 copay deductible waived, 30 visits per year. All right, then you'll notice down here with our prescription drugs, there's a brand name drug deductible of $200 for an individual, $400 for a family, against our tier 2, 3, and not shown here are tier 4 prescription drugs. So if you're getting any of the 2 through 4 drugs, these are going to be your brand name drugs. You're not as usual brand name drugs, what they call non-preferred brand formulary, that's tier 3. And tier 4 is going to be self-injectables, cancer, chemo treatments, these kind of things. All of that, you'll pay the first $200 and then you'll get these copays. You'll notice there's 2 different levels of pharmacies, level 1 and level 2. We're going to go into that in a moment as well. And then we have our hospital, inpatient hospital, outpatient surgery, emergency room, co-insurance. When you see this percentage, that's called co-insurance, meaning you pay some, they pay some. So when he says 45%, that means that after you meet your deductible of $2,500, you'll pay 45%. Anthem Blue Cross pays 55% until the total of your out-of-pocket expenses for that hospital stay, plus any other doctor visits, prescription drugs, chiropractic, physical therapy, x-ray, lab, urgent care, all of these numbers are rolling up towards your $9,100 out-of-pocket maximum. This $9,100 includes the $2,500 deductible. So it's not another $9,100 on top of $25. This is embedded in here, okay? So once you hit this number, Anthem Blue Cross pays 100% of the remaining expenses for the rest of the calendar year. So just to give you a kind of an example of how this would work, let's say if I'm on this plan here and I have a $100,000 hospital bill and I haven't used my plan at all this year, this is the first time I'm really using it, I would pay 100% of the cost for the first $2,500. Then I pay 45% of the cost, and the Blue Cross pays 55% of the cost for the entirety of the bill until my 45% plus my $2,500 deductible equals $9,100. Once I hit that number, Blue Cross pays everything else. So in this situation, they'd be paying $90,900, Blue Cross would, and you would be paying just the $9,100. Now you see how these plans stack up against this gold plan. This gold plan can be a very, very viable option for many of you. There's no deductible, so you're never out of pocket 100%. The maximum risk is much lower at $67.50. Doctor visits are much cheaper, $35 for a regular primary care physician, $70 for a specialist. No brand name drugs. But most importantly, down here at the bottom, we've got our hospital services, outpatient surgery, and emergency room. So when we are looking at these plans, the silver plans ask us to pay $2,500 plus 45% per hospital stay, whereas with the gold plan, there's zero deductible and it's a flat dollar copay of $750, day 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this, for those of you that you're having a baby, you have surgery, you know you're going to be in the hospital, something's going on, you know you have a lot of medical expenses and claims, I would highly recommend gravitating towards the gold plan. While it will cost you more on a per paycheck basis, once you use it, if you have some of these really expensive things like surgeries or hospital stays or emergency rooms, you will save thousands of dollars in out-of-pocket expenses by going with the gold plan because it's flat dollar copays for a surgery rather than the percentages. So that $100,000 hospital bill I just talked about, let's say that was 4 days in the hospital. I pay $750 day 1, 2, 3, and 4. That equals $3,000. That's my total expense. I'm out $3,000 for that versus $9,100 on this other one of these silver plans. So yes, the gold plans will cost you more, but the benefits many times will make up for that additional cost in a major way. So just think about how you use your plan. Think about what you have coming up. Think about what you can predict. And if you know you got some stuff going on, maybe you are an extreme sports lover and you end up in the emergency room once or twice a year. Maybe you have a surgery coming up. Maybe you're having a baby. If any one of those things or things like that are who you are, is what your medical needs would be, you might want to lean towards our gold level plans. Here's our PPO plans. Again, we have 2 different plans, the silver and the gold. Our PPO plans are great for those of you that have the desire to choose from many different providers, to not be limited to a certain medical group. Maybe you want to go to Sharp for your regular doctor, but Scripps for a specialist, and UCSD to get a particular surgery. PPO plans are going to give you the most freedom of movement. They will cost you the most, but they will give you access to the most providers. As far as the benefits are concerned, you can see how the information, the terminology we went through on the HMO plans would apply here. Our Silver plan has a higher deductible, higher out of pocket, higher copays for doctor visits, brand name drug deductible versus none. So across the board, it's going to be Silver plan will cost you less, but out of pocket when you use your plan, it'll be more. So on our next slide, we're going to talk about these levels of pharmacy. So level 1 versus level 2. So with Anthem Blue Cross, they've got their tiered network of pharmacies. Their level 1 pharmacies are CVS, Target, Walmart, Costco. That's where you want to navigate yourself to, is to pick up those your prescriptions in those areas, in those pharmacies. Level 2, Walgreens, Rite Aid, these are going to be the ones that are going to cost you more out of your pocket. So I would recommend becoming a good consumer here and finding providers that are in pharmacies that are in your level 1 network, so you can save, $10, $20, $30 on your prescriptions. Here's a little note for the Sydney app. We'll talk about it again in another slide, but virtual visits are something that have become very, very popular through COVID. They are still around and still very helpful. Through the Sydney Health mobile app, you can get a lot of different things. You can connect with a doctor on virtual visits through the Sydney Health app. Very, very convenient. Instead of getting in a car, driving down, sitting in a waiting room for something that you already know is going to be an easy conversation with the provider, you can maybe do it through this virtual visit, and it would be anywhere between free to the cost of your copay. Just a reminder of how you find and navigate the Anthem Blue Cross website to find providers. So the little Find Care button at the top of anthem.com/CA. Once you get there, I would register as a guest. Unless you already have your login, you can register as a member. Drop down for medical plan. You're in California. We're getting our insurance through an employer-sponsored plan. And then here's our Priority Select HMO. You would choose that if you're one of the Scripps providers. Here's our Select HMO. That's our Sharp-based providers. And then we have our Prudent Buyer PPO here. So this is for those of you buying a PPO plan. This is the network you would choose there. Once you get there, you would enter your zip code. You can enter the name of a doctor you're looking for. Maybe it's a particular facility or even a procedure. You can enter that in here, and you'll see once you do that, it'll start filling in and capturing. It'll take some of the information you're putting in and start suggesting different doctors, procedures, hospitals, and whatnot. You can also choose from any of these tiles here to find types of services through there. And then urgent care, just kind of pointing this out because it's always good to know where your nearest urgent care facility is. Going to an urgent care is a copay. Going to an emergency room is an out-of-pocket expense that can be pretty major. So it'd be very helpful for you guys to know where those urgent care facilities are. So here's our Sydney app. We talked about it a little bit with virtual care visits, but it also does a lot more than that. You can look up claims. You can check your benefits. You will always have your ID card on you when you have the Sydney app. You can use the chat bot, get questions answered. A lot of things you can do to improve your benefit experience are done through the Sydney app. So I recommend it highly for all of you to download and use for anything you want. This is a great place to start for all your needs. So let's talk about our dental plans from United Healthcare. We've got our HMO dental plan. HMO dental plans are going to be very inexpensive. This is going to be a great way for those of you to access care. If you just want a couple of free cleanings, these guys do a great job with that. The benefit of an HMO dental plan is there's no annual max. There's a much lower price point, so it doesn't cost nearly as much to buy this on a per paycheck basis. But the drawback is you don't have nearly as many providers. And sometimes it feels like you're kind of in an upsell environment when you go in there. So make sure that you have them explain to you what the scope of work would be. If you're getting something done and they want to do some stuff, they should be able to print out a document that goes through the scope of work. It talks about what is covered, what is not covered, anything that's more expensive than you want it to be or not covered or whatever it is, you have absolutely the right to question them on that. If they say your insurance doesn't cover this, ask them if there's a different type of way to do this procedure that is covered, whatever it may be. It's good to always question that kind of stuff because sometimes they try to slide certain things in there to charge you more. So that's our dental HMO plan. It's a good option for those of you that just want a couple of free cleanings, those of you that don't want to pay a ton towards your dental plan and are happy to kind of work within the confines of the HMO dental network. Our PPO dental plan is a much more broad offering of providers. PPO dental plans have lots and lots of providers out there. You'll see that there is a calendar year maximum. This is a major drawback of a PPO dental plan. A calendar year max with dental works the opposite way it did for medical. Remember with medical, we say once you hit this number, you pay nothing else and the insurance company pays everything. Well, with dental, it's just the opposite. It is a maximum benefit. Once you hit that, once they have paid out $1,500 in benefits for you on the calendar year, so January 1 to December 31, once they've paid out $1,500, then they pay nothing else and you pay everything else. All right, so that's a major thing you need to know about. There is a maximum benefit. PPO dental plans are really great for those of you that have some specific needs of providers. Maybe those providers only take PPO plans. If that's the case, then you'll want to jump into one of these PPO dental plans here. You'll notice that with PPO plans, everything's a percentage. So there's 3 different levels: preventative, basic, and major. Preventative is covered 100%. Basic is covered 80%, meaning you pay only 20%. And this basic tier includes endodontics and periodontics. So this is root canals, this is deep cleanings. So this is kind of a mark of a pretty good PPO plan. If they include endodontics and periodontics and basic services, that's good for you. That means you only pay 20% of the cost. That's good. That's an indication it's a pretty good plan. And then for major things like crowns and other major items, it's a 50-50 split. Finding a PPO dentist or an HMO dentist, you just go to myuhc.com, and down here at the bottom of that homepage, you'll click the Find a Dentist link and take it from there. Vision plan through United Healthcare, we just have the one. It's a $10 eye exam every 12 months. There's a $25 copay for materials every 12 months. And then your $130 allowance for frames, you get once every 12 months. All right, so this is the frequency in which you get these benefits, okay? And then for non-formulary contact lenses, there's a $105 benefit. And then if it's necessary contact lenses, it's covered in full with this $25 copay. So that's our vision plan. If you need vision, it's a good plan. If you don't need vision, go ahead and waive the coverage. Finding a provider with UHC, same kind of way, except it's over here on the vision provider tab here. That's where you'd find that. Also, some other benefits. We have another company that we work with called Unum. It's a life insurance company. Your employer is paying for $25,000 of life insurance for every one of you. So that is a free benefit that you get, paid for by the employer. Also, your employer has brought to you something called an EAP benefit. This is an employee assistance program. This is a fantastic place to start your mental health journey, your work-life journey. These people are outside of your employer. This is an independent company where you can call them up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can talk about things like stress, anxiety, depression, if you have marital issues, family parenting problems, childcare, adult senior care, stress with work conflicts, anger, grief, and loss. Really, really good stuff here. This is a great place to start any of your journey here. If you don't know where to start and where to go to get some help like this, this is a great place to start. They even can get you up to 3 in-person visits per year. Okay, so pretty good benefit there as well. Also free to you. Enrolling in the policy is through the Ease Benefit Enrollment Portal. Most of you have already been through it. You got an email inviting you to log in and enroll. You're getting reminders letting you know that we still need you to log in and enroll. So please do that. You would put your email and your password here. If you forgot that, you can hit the forgot button here. If you really need help, feel free to reach out to us. So the next step is looking for the email in your inbox, inviting you to log into Ease. We're asking everybody to do this by Tuesday, August 8th. We will be extending that deadline a little bit. I think it's going to be necessary for some people. If you have any questions, if you need any answers, we're here for you. Feel free to reach out to us anytime. Thank you for the honor of being your broker. Pleasure working with all of you, and I look forward to hearing from you if you have a question. Thank you.